For the new show, I'm bringing you entertainment, guests and advice on health and beauty. We all need inspiration now. We will look at how to live your life and love your life. Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us once again. We've had a short break, but we are back in force now. Let's get straight to our first guest, Siân of Shimmering Ivory. I've said that right for a change. Hi Siân.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Lovely to be on the show.
Oh, thank you so much. I was just going to say, you look amazing. I love your jacket and your style. You're already winning in my eyes. So tell me how long you've done the couture side of things, because you started off in lingerie.
So yeah, I was a lingerie designer for about 20 years actually, so quite a long while.
You only look 20 something.
And about 14 years ago, I got married, so I designed my own wedding dress.
Oh wow!
And from there, I decided that it was something that I wanted to do, and design and make bespoke wedding dresses.
So were you doing the lingerie before that?
Yes, I was, yeah.
Oh, so, and then you just transitioned to the bridal wear?
Yeah, so I've had an extensive career, a global career, basically. I worked in New York and Paris and Sri Lanka and Hong Kong, so all over the world as a lingerie designer. Okay. But when I had children, I decided to start my own brand of bridal wear, and it was something that it was easier to do in many ways because there's a longer lead time. So
that's a big change though, from part of an outfit to a whole outfit.
Well, I think the thing is when you've been an underwear designer and the whole thing's about corsetry, so it made it very easy to transition to bridal wear because a lot of it contains corsetry and lots of details. So so it was a very easy transition actually.
Is this mainly white weddings that you do in terms of the outfits?
So apart from my own dress, which was probably the very first dress, one of the very first dresses that I did for a friend of mine was an Indian wedding dress. And so it was red and gold.
Oh wow.
And yes, it was kind of a last minute
of a white wedding dress.
A last minute thing, but this is how I started to do it, because she encouraged me and said that it would be a good idea for me to, because of my corsetry skills.
That's so nice.
So she encouraged me to start it. So
how did you find that experience?
Yeah, it was
doing
fantastic.
The Asian outfit.
It was amazing. It was really fun.
So do you think making an Asian outfit is very much different to making a white wedding dress?
Not at all, to be honest. The only difference I would say, because a lot of my designs are heavily embellished anyway. I love a lot of beading and bling and everything like that. So I would say the only real difference is the colour actually of the dress. And in fact, I've made lots of different wedding dresses in lots of different colours.
Oh wow.
So for people who are getting second marriages as well, so they don't necessarily want a white wedding dress. So obviously we cater for everyone and every size as well. And
thank you so much for this today, because I'm wearing one of Siân's pieces, and it's amazing because I literally gave her my measurements over Zoom because we're trying to be socially distant, and I think I gave them roughly correct. But I mean, how stunning is this? And I don't know if you can see the fabric on camera, but it's just beautiful. It's such good quality. And I just feel $1 million wearing it. Thank you so much.
You look lovely anyway.
So I do like a bit of bling and beading. No, it's really nice. So the next question I wanted to ask you actually was, what have you been doing during lockdown?
So it's been obviously a very difficult year for all of us. So the first thing I did in the first lockdown, I have a studio just in Hertfordshire, and I turned it into a scrub hub where we were making scrubs for the NHS.
Oh wow, okay.
And
a scrub hub.
I set up with the community. We made about 430 pairs of scrubs which were donated to the NHS. And then afterwards, I decided that I needed to spend a lot of time marketing my brand because, you know, lots of people were at home.
Yeah.
So I decided, I met some amazing people actually virtually, which was good. And we've done a few photo shoots, including with yourself, which has been amazing.
That was really good.
Yeah, so...
so you've been sort of doing the back end of all your work. Do you think this time's been a good time to do it? As in,
it has been great, actually. I did a photo shoot at Blenheim Palace last summer, which was amazing in August. And then just, I've had only a couple of wedding dresses throughout the whole of the time we were off. In the gaps.
Exactly.
But then,
that's
it's
good.
been really good.
I think it's been a good time to make use of this time, because we don't always get this time to not have a blank space to restart our sort of passions and things. I think that's a good time to do all your branding and back end of the business. So another question, I think I already know the answer to this one actually, because I'm wearing one of your outfits. But what makes your designs unique? What is your special stamp on all your outfits that makes it different to anything else out there?
So the first thing is I always design with the customer in mind, and I'd say that I like to get to know my clients actually, which is why I try and have a knowledge as to what they're doing. But basically I only ever make one of each piece.
Okay.
I don't have you know, because they're couture pieces and they're one-offs, I only ever make one of each one.
Wow.
But also it's because they're tailor-made specifically for you, and I love to add bling and a little bit extra, sparkle and magic to the design.
Do you ever add anything secret, as in something that maybe nobody would notice?
Yes, we can do. No, very often, and certainly in the wedding dresses, we always add a touch of something blue. So we stitch in a little blue thing into the wedding dresses, so hidden inside, because especially with the white weddings, you know, I like having the traditions in there. And we've also added for clients something old as well, and something which is personal as well. So it's quite sweet. Nice to follow the traditions.
That's really cute actually. It would be nice for a bride to suddenly notice it and you hadn't told her. That would be a cute surprise.
We did actually do that for a bride. We put a lace heart inside the dress actually, which we stitched on, and when she put it on, she was like, "Oh, there's a heart inside."
Oh, that's really sweet.
We do like to add a little signature.
And also, you were nominated for the She Awards recently. So tell me a little bit about that. What does that mean, and how does that make a difference to your business? So
recently, just for International Women's Day, there's an awards which has been set up called She Inspires.
Okay.
And I was nominated by a client of mine, Kylie, and I'd actually made her dress for her as a gift. It was donated, and all the money that went for it went to ovarian cancer. So I wanted to give something back, and it was a couple of years ago that I did it, but I was surprised when she nominated me for the award. But I think she felt that, you know, this was an opportunity for her to sort of thank me for that in a way. But
that's nice.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
So that was really lovely.
Okay, so Siân, tell me a memorable outfit. So I think I know about what you did in the lingerie side of things, the one outfit that stood out. But when it comes to bridal couture, give me a description of an outfit that stood out for you.
So I'd say it was probably one of the more recent designs that I did actually in between the two lockdowns, and it was a very heavily embellished beaded dress, quite big, and the bride got married at the Dorchester, but I was only given 2 weeks to make this dress. It was very kind of last minute, so it was a case of doing it very, very quickly, but also we wanted to give something very luxurious and special. So I'd say that's probably one of the dresses that stood out for me.
People give a year's notice most of the time. Oh my gosh.
So I wouldn't normally want to do that, but I think it was a, you know,
success.
yeah, it was definitely.
Oh,
so
that's good.
That one certainly stood out.
Okay.
And obviously the dress that I did for Kylie, which really stood out.
So tell us a little bit about your future projects. Where do you see your business going, and how do you feel like you're going to keep up with digital times, and how are you going to go beyond other people? I mean, I know everyone has their own mark in the bridal world. No two designers are going to be the same. But how do you see yourself going forward? Have you planned any projects?
So I've got lots and lots of ideas of things that I'm going to embark on the future. So the first thing is I've got a new app that I'm doing, which I'm very excited about. So it's a bespoke app, and it's so that I can carry on the bespoke service to my clients once they leave my studio.
Oh wow!
So
how will they use this app?
So it's a way of us interacting with the clients. We can video them. They can send through designs back and forth. It's just a very, it's going to be beautiful actually. And I think it's a way of taking my studio back to the client once they leave. Yeah. Because when you have a bespoke garment made, it's nice to have that service and carry that on. So I'm doing that.
Oh, that sounds exciting. I'd love to do that. But so when a bride comes to you at the studio, you do the consultation and so on. How many meetings do you think you have between you meeting them first and then them wearing it on the wedding day?
So normally it's between 3 and 5 fittings, depending on the complexity of the dress. But again, you know, we've had to work a lot remotely now. So I've been doing Zoom consultations, which has been quite successful. I've had a couple of orders just via Zoom, which is good, where I've had to sketch and set up a video, etc. But I think it's nice because you can still get the interaction. So with my new app, I'll be able to do that consultations with them. And I'm also going to do a show, hopefully a live show in June. It's the Bride Looks show at the Savoy.
Is that an actual show? They're not a virtual one?
A physical show. It should have been done last March, but finally. So I'm hoping I can meet all my new clients then.
Catwalk?
It's not catwalk, so I'll have a stand there with all my dresses and some videos and things of all the stuff that we've done in lockdown, which should be good.
Yeah, that'd be really
all the marketing.
Good. That's so good.
Yeah.
And then, again, going forward even more, how do you see yourself? I mean, because I know you introduced a bit of loungewear recently as well. Yeah. Would you like to see that exploding more in the next few years? How do you see that?
So I think obviously, because I've done my lingerie and I've worked for big brands like Calvin Klein and Victoria's Secret in the past, I am going to encompass that into my collection. So we can do a trousseau collection for the brides, which is lovely. So robes and maybe some beautiful slips and stuff like that for the honeymoon.
A famous person you've done, by the way, because I know you have, right?
Yeah, I've done... the last client that I did was Ava DuVernay. So it was for when she did her introduction for The Wrinkle in Time. So we made her a skirt. It was about 2 years ago now, actually. And that was a beautiful, it was an African print skirt, but quite big. And so that was probably the last outfit that I did for a famous celebrity.
That's really amazing.
Oh, and I also did it for a singer called Christina Novelli, and they got married in Santorini. Oh, wow. So she got married to another...
Did you go to Santorini?
I didn't, no. I just sent the outfit across.
What's the most nice, like, you know, because you've travelled a lot, what's the nicest place you've been to in terms of either it's a photo shoot or for work? Where have you travelled to?
Oh gosh, I've been all over the world. Yeah, Thailand, Hong Kong, Sri Lanka. I lived for a while, which was amazing. I mean,
putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd say I did actually love Hong Kong for business. I thought it was quite an amazing city. So
that's nice.
And
and then again, if you can perhaps push a little bit more on what has been your inspiration, what made you go into lingerie wear, bridal wear, what made you think, right, I'm going to be the best in the industry, I'm not just, you know, going to sit at home and do nothing? What pushed you to do that? I know you're a mum as well.
Yeah. So I've always had a passion for design since I was very young. I used to make outfits from the age of like 8. I'd sew them onto my friends. I'd set up photo shoots and
so
things.
Cool.
I just think it was in my blood, to be honest. And I think. Does
anyone else in your family do fashion wear or anything?
No, my brother does film, and he's a camera man. So we do have a creative, but I come from a medical background. So no.
Well, it's very surgical and very detailed, precise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, my grandfather was a surgeon as well, so
there you go.
I think that's where I get the couture skills from.
The cutting and the sewing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, that's amazing. But I think again, I'd like to know when you decided that you were definitely doing this, and it wasn't just a little pipe dream. You know, when you were 8 years old. When did you take that step? So
when I started to do a degree in business and modern languages, French and Russian, and I did that for a year, but I just had this calling. I felt that I needed to work in the fashion industry, and I loved it so much. So I changed my degree, and I did a fashion and marketing degree.
Okay.
And from there, you know, I worked in Paris in between in the internship.
How old were you then when you made that transition?
So I was 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still quite young.
Yeah.
To make a transition.
Yeah.
As in to know that you want to change it.
I think I always knew that that's what I wanted to do, and I was kind of going down the academic route because I don't know, I love languages anyway.
But they've helped you in your travels.
Yeah, so absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jean. I think that's been really insightful, and it's nice to get a little bit personal and go beyond just the face of the company. I think it's nice to know what your actual heart was and where your heart was. Yeah. But again, thank you so much for being on the show.
Welcome.
Is there anything you'd like to say to our audience? Maybe tell them where they can find you or how they can reach you. Yeah.
So if you'd like to follow Shimmering Ivory on Instagram or any kind of social media, we're on there, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, and our website as well. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to quickly go to see a video. Actually, I did the makeup, and Sian's beautiful outfits are on display. If you'd like to stay tuned and keep an eye on that. Won't you dance with me? Enjoyed those videos showing Sian's beautiful outfit. Any questions, please don't forget to DM, ask questions, email, or find me on social media, Halimah Beauty. We'll also have Sian's details at the end of the video, so don't forget to follow her as well. And next week we have another guest on, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching.